45 minutes in, you guys got the chance to win a starter kit. All right? We got a good show for us today, man. We're going to be talking about some serious things, though.
What are we talking about today?
Man, we're going to be talking about what it means to keep on growing and what keep on growing means. Because Randa, who, if you want to switch the camera around real quick, is curating this one to some respect, right? Uh-oh. Or not. Maybe she's not curating. There she is. Better late than never. But, how about that? We're off to a good start.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so Randa's going to be asking you and me a couple questions today about a little bit beyond the beard stuff, a little bit about what it means to be a modern man, what it means to keep on growing, and a little bit in between, right?
Yeah, this is a really cool episode and maybe a little change up for our listeners.
Yeah.
We've got a little book here. We'll talk a little bit more about it, but we've got a little book here at Beardbrand called the Memo Book, the Beardbrand Keep On Growing Memo Book. You can go to beardbrand.com and snag yourself a book, but we'll tell you a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later.
Dedicating this particular show to dive into that.
Yeah, we'll get a little bit serious in this one, and hang with us, guys. All right, so why don't we quickly jump right into our style consultation? We got some good ones today, man. I'm looking forward to these. All right, do we want to start with guy number one? Pop that bad boy right here in between us.
Ooh,
so, guys, if you want to send these in, again, that's down in the description. It tells you where to send it, but real quick, it's style@beardbrand.com. They'll tell you the specifics down there, what you need to send in. But, Sylvester, would you... oh, wait, no. I always forget. Randa's going to read us this guy's message.
All right. So here we have Tim. This might be a little loud. Okay. Here we have Tim. Tim writes, "Hey, guys. My name is Tim. I'm 25 and looking to improve my style from what typical college students wear to more professional and mature. I recently tried out the beard life, but the patchiness after about a month made me unsure I wanted to continue with it. I'm especially looking for new haircuts, so any thoughts would be appreciated. The first picture is me now. The second is from a few weeks ago with a beard." So I have both photos here.
So this is I'm going to assume before the beard, correct?
Yeah, this is before the beard. It looks
okay. Maybe.
Bam.
Oh. Hey, I like that.
Bam.
There he is.
Nice.
Bam. So this is Tim. He's been growing for a month and a half, right? And he's 25 years old. Is that correct? Seems right.
Yeah, 25.
Okay.
This is Tim growing at 1.5 months.
Sweet.
And again, just for our audio listeners that are listening in, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Tim is looking to do two things here. He's looking to improve his style from the typical college student to a more professional appearance.
Yes,
so wants to elevate his game.
Mm-hmm.
But then also he's looking for new haircuts.
Okay.
New hairstyles, possibly.
Well, we got some suggestions.
So, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and describe Tim for our audio listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you're tuning in for the first time, thanks for dropping by.
Yeah, we'd love you guys.
Let us know what you think of the show. Give us a rating and leave some feedback.
Absolutely. That really helps us out, guys.
The show is dedicated to you guys, so let us know how we can improve and make this better for you. So,
and don't just say start featuring yourself more, because we do get that quite a bit.
Nice.
All right.
So Tim, again, Tim is 25. Tim's got pretty light complected skin.
Yeah.
But he's got pretty nice dark hair. I would say it's brunette.
Yeah,
brown hair.
dark brunette.
Probably a little darker than Jack Milocco's hair color. But he has it pretty short on the sides. It looks like it's a pretty nice fade from, just right around the cuff of the ear. So it's a low fade, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of fades out quite a bit. Kind of becomes a little bit more dramatic towards the temple area. And then he's got that classic nice side part swooping over to what would be your right, my left, or my left, your right, whichever one you decide.
Whichever one you want to go
with. And so he's got it really nice and relaxed, Yeah, it's pretty well done. It looks like he might be using a blow dryer in his routine based on what I'm looking at, because
it looks like it.
It's either that or he's got pretty fine hair.
Mm-hmm.
But in the first photo that Tim sent over to us, he does not have a beard. So hey, ladies and gentlemen, You know what a guy without a beard looks like.
Right there.
And that's what it looks like.
But you know what? I've actually got a little bit of a thought on this one. This is not necessarily a man without a beard because I see some growth right there.
Oh,
on
there's
the
some
goatee area.
There's
growth.
definitely some stubble there.
There's some stubble there. So don't
yeah.
be too hard on yourself, my man.
And then in the next photo, he's got about what he called 1.5 months worth of growth. So I don't know if I would quite classify this one into the patchy beard. It's hard to tell without looking at a side profile.
Yeah.
But it is, for Tim, it's he considers it a patchy beard, and I've got some thoughts on that here in a minute for him. But he also is rocking. It looks like a sweater.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Looks like
I'm going to assume this one's not from the toilet. So.
Probably not from the toilet.
Yeah. He's definitely in his house, though, I think.
Yeah.
We're just making this all up.
we're creating a whole backstory for Tim. So, Tim, by the end of this show, we're going to give you a whole new life. Anyway, so what Tim is really looking to do is improve that style beyond college.
Yeah.
And I like that. It's nice when people start doing that. People really consider that kind of the turning point of their life. And they're like, okay, time to get my stuff together. Yeah. And, Tim, if you want to incorporate a beard into it, I think it actually makes you look really handsome, man. Randa, can we get that picture of Tim with the beard back up real quick? I don't know if it's the lighting or whatever. I really do like this picture. And I like what he's growing already. I like it. Man, Tim, you don't necessarily have to grow this all the way out. I think the stubble works really well on you, this month and a half kind of growth. I mean, it's really not that far grown out, and it looks great, man. So I wouldn't necessarily feel the need to shave that off at all. Like, if you want to keep this style as it is right now, that would work really well. But let's talk about the hair upstairs instead. So for this, as guys move out of college and they want to go a little bit more professional, I typically say that they want to maybe go for something a little bit more conservative at the beginning and then kind of filter back in to those more eccentric haircuts. So I think if you want to go full on out for a side part, it might really work for you, Tim. But I don't know. What are you thinking, Sylvester?
So I actually like this hairstyle for Tim. I don't know if you're trying to change things up, Tim, because maybe you've rocked this hairstyle for so long, and to me this falls right into a classic hairstyle.
Yeah, it's actually a really good one what he has right now.
So my recommendation to you is actually to keep rocking this hairstyle because I think it suits you pretty well. And if you wanted to change things up, now it's not going to take you to a more professional look necessarily, but it's going to give you a little bit more style. And that would be to take the, obviously, well, one, you don't want to get a haircut for about a month.
Yeah, let it grow out a little bit.
Let it grow out quite a bit. And then I would go and visit a barber and have them do a fade. But to be mindful of where your hair naturally parts, because it looks like it naturally parts right there. So you might just be kind of combing it right over to get that side part. But I would probably try to go for a little bit more relaxed, push forward hairstyle.
I can see that, yeah.
Where you've got it push forward, you've got a little bit of sea salt spray.
There it is.
There it is. A little bit of sea salt spray, and then maybe some styling balm to kind of give it a little bit of weight. Yeah. But yeah, I would blow dry it or throw some sea salt spray in there, blow dry it, and then kind of push it forward. And Jack, while you give some thoughts, I just thought of a photo that actually
Who are you
might
thinking
suit
of,
him well.
in terms of celebrities?
Well, so now again, this is not to elevate your game to go to a more professional look. This would be something to do with, like, if you wanted to elevate your style.
Okay.
So he's actually a pretty well-known singer, a younger singer.
Okay.
His name is this is awful.
If you say Justin Bieber, I might shut this down.
His name's Justin Bieber.
Is it really
No,
Justin
it's
Bieber?
not.
Oh, okay. I was going to
No.
say, I'm like, dude.
Zayn.
Zayn.
Is his name.
Who's Zayn?
Zayn is a I don't know.
Is he that guy from One Direction?
No. Yes.
I think he used to be in One Direction.
Yeah, actually he is.
Okay, the guy that used to be in One Direction.
And I may have referenced this photo before, so forgive me if I did.
Do we sound like a bunch of old guys talking about One Direction right now?
I think so.
Like, what's the name of that band? But
this
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but I'm going to get Randa this photo. This would be, and I apologize. It just came to me right now.
No, that's fine. The spur of the moment. I like that.
But I think that this really, really cool haircut would kind of complement you really nicely. Now you gotta be mindful that Zayn colors his hair. He actually
his is almost like a silver sometimes.
Yeah, it's a real cool style, cool hairstyle.
Probably
in my opinion.
the full-on like professional look, but I think what you're getting at is it's more of like a stylish one. And if you wear that, with the right kind of confidence and the right kind of style with your wardrobe, I think you can get away with it, right? Even in a professional environment. Now, I'm not saying you need to go with a full-on quiff, like sometimes I know Zane gets a little crazy with the way he wears his hair, but
yeah,
I don't know if that would really feature stuff that Tim would want to do, but just this basic idea, right?
Yeah. Just want to give you a basic concept, and I've actually got a more conservative one for you to reference as well.
Mm-hmm. So if you guys want to look up Zane while we're finding this, that's probably a good idea, just so you guys can really figure out what this guy looks like. But Tim, overall, I think if you want to take any sort of inspiration from anyone, that would be the person you want to look for. All right?
Yeah. So listen, Tim, this is if you want to change your style up and kind of elevate your style, then this would be the hairstyle I would recommend for you right here.
Oh, okay. So like a textured crop.
So yeah. So you've got it faded on the sides, and then you've got it pushed forward. And I mean, if I had to guess, I would guess that Zane is using some sea salt spray in his hair.
He just might be.
But listen, if that's a little too much for you, man, then Randa, if you've got the second photo of a fella by the name of In.
Let's see.
He's actually a Korean actor.
Oh yeah,
an actor in Korea.
Okay.
But he's also got a really cool hair. He can also kind of reference. This would be a good picture to reference if you wanted to keep it really conservative and still change up your hairstyle.
Okay, now I like this one. That you had me screwed up a little bit with that, Zane. I saw that. I'm like, I don't know about that one, Sylvester. I don't know about that one. This I can get behind. I can get behind this one.
Yeah. So again, it's still short on the sides, nice and faded. His is probably more like a 3-guard on the sides. Yeah, but it's kind of pushed forward, and you can still maintain a professional look with this particular style. Now, I got some thoughts on Tim's beard.
Okay,
that I wanted to share with Tim.
Sure,
and that would be, listen, man, like. You've gone a month and a half. That's 45 days of growth,
more
max,
or less,
maximum. And you really don't know if you haven't gone through the journey yet of growing out your beard for a full 90 days.
Yeah.
I would challenge you to grow your beard out for a full 90-day period.
Okay.
Now, you can be a little more ballsy and go for 120 days if you want.
That one takes some balls.
Yeah, it is another level of complexity to grow out your beard at that length, but growing out your beard for that period of time is going to teach you so many things about yourself, but it's also really going to show you like genetically what you're capable of growing.
Yeah.
So if you haven't committed to that type of journey, I would encourage you to set a benchmark of 90 days at least, and then take it in 30-day strides. So every 30 days, you reevaluate. At the first 30 days, you're going to want to clean up your neckline.
Yeah.
It looks like you've got a pretty natural cheek line there, but that's going to give that 90 days is going to give you opportunity to see how full your mustache can get.
Can we get the picture of Tim back up?
How full the sides are going to get. And then from there, you can say, hey, I did the full 90-day journey, and I didn't really like the way I looked with my beard there. I'm going to keep it short. Okay. Or you could say, hey, I never knew that getting through those first 45 days, just going a little beyond that 45-day period was going to be such a game changer for me.
I agree.
So I always encourage guys at this point, like a month and a half is an incredible feat on its own. Don't get me wrong. 45 days of growing your beard out is a good accomplishment. But if you want to see what you're really capable of growing, especially at such a young age, at 25, my mustache didn't really start to get thick. And if you've watched the show before, you've seen like I've got a bigger mustache and I've grown the beard out before. But I really didn't see all that kind of thing really kind of start to pop until I was about 28. 29.
Okay, so a little bit in the later 20s.
Yeah. So if you grow your beard out now and you do the 90 days at 25 years old or 21 years old or whatever age,
right?
Just keep in mind that could change possibly.
Oh, definitely.
Down the road for you. So if you do get to that 90-day period and you're like, no, this isn't my deal. This isn't for me. Then don't be discouraged because that could potentially change just depending on how your genetics are programmed.
Absolutely.
So that was a lot.
I like that, though. No, I think Tim's going to really get something from this. Or he's going to watch this and go, what the hell?
Yeah, and listen, man, like I tell patchy beard guys, and again, I wouldn't classify Tim as a patchy beard just yet.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Not without seeing the full-on you know,
Actually,
90
looks like
days
how my
of
growth
growth.
pattern used to be.
Yeah, not without seeing the full 90 days of growth, I wouldn't make that assessment yet. But if you do have a patchy beard, you know, then you either want to commit to having it incredibly long with those patches, or you want to keep it short. And I actually like the beard style that you have right here.
I do too.
Right there. Because a lot of guys have a misconception that they don't need to put beard oil
Oh yeah,
or
no.
utility
You should
balm
definitely
on.
be using that at this
And you
length.
should, for sure, be using it at this point because it's going to keep your skin moisturized. It's going to keep your hair moisturized.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah,
All right, man.
Let's
Shall we
gong 'em.
Let's gong 'em.
woo!
That was a nice one.
That was a good one. Thank you.
All right, number 2. Ooh, that's still resonating. Or resonating.
Bam.
A seasoned gentleman.
Alrighty, so here we have Steven, or Stefan.
Hello, Stefan or
He
Steven.
didn't write much. He kept it pretty short.
That's fine. Man, a
he
few
just
words.
writes, my beard, first time growing one. Do you have any styling tips for me? Thank you. And he didn't include his age, which usually we would not post unless he did. But he has a really cool style, so I think it's kind of cool to do a deep dive on this one.
Okay.
So let it go.
Sweet. So I'll go ahead and describe Steven for you guys, audio listeners, and then we'll go in and give him a little style consultation. All right.
If I had to guess, Jack, Steven's about 21 years
Yeah,
old.
so you've got him written down as 21 years old right now, and I'm going, what? I didn't know what to think because we have notes now where we can see what's going on, and I'm like, what? 21?
But he's been growing his beard out for 30 years.
I'm like, what's he been drinking? Oh, God. No, so Steven or Stefan, whichever one he goes by, I'm going to say Steven, is a seasoned man, older gentleman with a lighter complexion, maybe a Scandinavian roots in there, with white hair. A little bit thin on top in the very center, but he's got some decent growth on the sides, probably a 3, maybe a 2 on top, maybe a 3 on top. Let's see. Big old mustache, kind of Eric Van Holt style, you know, and then grows actually really, you know, it's weird. The more I look at this beard, can we get that side profile picture of Steven Randa? Yeah, the texture of his beard is actually really similar to Eric Van Holtz's. And I'm actually seeing, you know, now that we just saw that video of Eric's dad getting a haircut from Mahesh, this guy almost reminds me just a little tiny bit of his dad. But this guy's got a very serious
Mr.
look.
Bob.
Yeah, Mr. Bob. But Mr. Steven is rocking what I'd definitely call a natural beard. He pulls it out to the side in sort of a, let's say, miniature handlebar imperial style, not quite the full-on imperial. Really thick growth, no patches whatsoever. And what he really wants is just anything. He's just open to feedback. He wants to see whatever we can give him. So with that being said, let's get into it, man. I'm excited.
Yeah,
to
I
see
got a
what we can
couple
do.
thoughts for Steven.
Yeah. Let's
number
see.
1, Steven,
Steven, are you listening?
are you here?
Hello.
Listen, man, you've got an incredible beard, and I love hearing from gentlemen.
does.
I love hearing from guys personally who say, "Hey, this is the very first time I've grown out my beard,"
Yeah.
and then it's like,
Yeah.
boom.
Jeez.
And so, you know, congratulations on growing out your beard for the very first time, man.
Yeah.
But I do think that you've got a really great looking beard. It looks like you're keeping really good maintenance, especially and particularly for me around the mustache area.
Definitely.
It looks like you're cutting that. I wouldn't cut it any shorter for the where the lip line is. That right there would probably be the shortest
Yeah,
I'd
he's
go.
nailed it right there.
But you know, like Eric does recommend, and since you mentioned Eric's name, if you're gonna go for the Van Holt's mustache, you just got to grow it out.
Yeah, just keep it going.
You've got a nice, really full beard. I would challenge you to stop trimming up your mustache and just let it fully grow.
Pull it to the sides as it does, though.
yeah,
so that you're
exactly.
not chewing it off.
Yeah, you can take some mustache, some of the mustache wax. The thing I like about our mustache wax, and again, Jack, you've seen my mustache when it's a little bigger. I've used like a really hard hold mustache wax before.
Yeah.
When I first started growing out my beard, and
Like
it's
that
first,
really wet
like
look.
the real it was just like really, really hard. I'm talking about the kind that gets like stuck right
like
inside your
showman
nail
style. Yeah,
yeah,
little
like
Greg
a
Brzezinski
a
special.
heavy hold.
Yeah.
Which again, like we've got a mustache wax. Let me retract. The thing that I like about our mustache wax versus a very, very, very hard hold styled mustache wax is that it gives a real natural.
Oh yeah, it's a really natural hold.
And so you could take a little bit of that wax, rub it into your fingers, and just kind of swoop it to the sides. And that's going to help keep the mustache out of your mouth.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other thought that I had too was the beard. Now it looks like you've got a pretty nice, like I would say, I don't know if it's quite an oval, but maybe a heart-shaped face.
Heart-shaped face.
So what that means to me is that your jawline kind of comes down a bit. It kind of narrows in.
Yeah.
So my recommendation, if you are trimming the sides of the beard, I would let that grow out actually.
Come out a little bit more.
Let it come out a little bit because it's if you're trimming it and you're complementing your face shape, that's a cool style which you are clearly rocking really well here. But what I would do is stop trimming that and kind of let
it come out a little
let
bit
it puff
more.
out just quite a bit. Kind of the beard. I feel like if he were to do it, kind of reminds me of an Alliance member. His name is Randy Hake.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Randy
it
was
does
just
have a
on
little
our
bit of Randy.
Randy was just on the YouTube channel, so go back a few videos and look up
It was the Dapper Gentleman haircut.
the Dapper Gentleman haircut. So he's got a really, really great beard, and I think he's got a nice full mustache like I'm describing, and then the beard. I think that would be for this being your first time growing a beard, Stephen. He would be a really good person to look
Use as like a
look
style
up to.
inspiration.
Yeah, to kind of use as
Absolutely.
an immediate style inspiration.
And the nice part is he's got a full video of that style that he can watch and really take notes from if
Yeah.
he wants.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I dig it.
I don't know. What do you think, Jack?
I like it. I was hesitant at first. I was going to say I think he should maybe emphasize the point in his beard as it comes down towards the chin. If we want to go to that original picture, Randa, you can really see that point comes down nicely. But now that you say let the sides grow out a little bit more, I dig that, man. I like that.
Yeah.
Because what you see is it's really going to become the anchor of the entire face, whereas he doesn't really necessarily have to worry about the hair taking up too much of his image now. The beard, if it gets a little bit fuller and a little bit more out, I think it's going to really look nice.
What about his head hair?
With the head hair, man, I think what he's doing right now is great. If he wants to look at, we go back to Eric Bandholz's dad, right? He got a great, real nice, very classic kind of side part kind of style thing going on with Mahesh on last Saturday. I think that'd be a good style if he wants to try it out. But you had a celebrity in mind that you were thinking about.
Yeah, for the head hair, we did.
Who were you thinking of, man?
So a couple of thoughts of mine, Stephen, for your head hair. If we could pull up, let's try. Let's go with Brian.
Yeah, let's talk about Bryan Cranston.
So, the one thing that stood out to me about Steven's hair is it looks a little weighed down, and it looks a little, and I don't know, maybe he just had a hat on or something, but
Maybe.
it looks a little too heavy.
Okay.
And then that side part kind of, and it may just be natural where that part falls, but it looks like it, because it is a receding hairline, you want to work with that receding hairline, not be subject to it.
Kind of like Bryan Cranston is
So
in
yeah,
this picture.
Brian has a receding hairline, very similar to our friend Steven here.
Yeah, Widow's Peak.
And what I would do, instead of pushing it off to the side like it is now, Steven, is kind of use some sea salt spray.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
One of my favorite products here at Beardbrand is use some sea salt spray in your hair, and then use a blow dryer to kind of get some of that volume. And you can still do the side part. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And you can still work with that.
Yeah.
But it offers a little bit more intentionality.
I think so.
Where you're able to kind of instead of pushing it sideways, kind of push it
up and over,
back.
up and back.
Yeah, up and back, but not straight back.
Okay.
Like up and to the side a little bit,
All right.
and then back. In fact, somebody who does a really good job of that, if you could, Randa, if you could show Will Arnett's photo, he does a really, really good job of this.
Man,
and
after my
again,
hair.
it's still got the side part, but it's not like completely pushed over. It's just nice and elevated. And what's going to help you achieve that is that volume is obviously the sea salt spray.
Yeah.
But also the working a blow dryer into your routine.
I think that's going to be a huge thing. The sea salt spray is going to help hold it in place, and the blow dryer is really going to give him that style if he wants to get that. Now he's going to let it grow out a little bit more if he wants to get to Will Arnett status. I don't think he's quite got the thickness that Mr. Arnett's rocking in this picture, but if he wants to get kind of like a midway point between this and I almost called him Walter White, Bryan Cranston.
Yeah,
I think that'd be perfect for our buddy Steven here. So anything else, man?
No.
All right, man. Let's do it.
Let's
Gong.
go.
Oh, it's your turn to
my
gong.
turn now.
Oh, soft one.
Give him a soft one.
Give him a soft one. He seems like a gentle man. So let's give him a soft one. And then finally, number 3. This guy's been messaging me pretty often asking for a style consultation. So here we go.
Alrighty.
Hey,
so
hey.
this I'm so sorry. I'm going to butcher your name.
Sylvester.
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 I'm also rocking a cool lisp right now, so it's hard to say a lot of S's.
Yeah.
Sylvester.
So, Beardbrand writes, Sylvester writes, hi, my name is Sylvester Campbell. I'm 24 years old, and I've been growing my beard for years now with different styles. So I'd say it's been 7 years I've had facial hair.
Okay.
I'm looking for style tips and suggestions on my current style. I'll first post my before picture when I had my beard about 3 inches off my face, and then my current corporate beard style, which is shown here, will be underneath. Looking forward to hearing from you guys.
So this is wait, which one is his currently?
This is the current that we're looking at.
This is the
right
current
now.
one?
So let's go ahead and let's see that beard before. There it is.
Hey.
I like that style. I really do. All right, do you want to describe our buddy here?
Yeah. So why don't we just call him Mr. Campbell?
Mr. Campbell.
Because I don't know if it's Savacious.
I would hate to say it the wrong way.
Yeah,
and then
we don't. I hate when people butcher my name. So.
we get a text later like,
Mr. Campbell, what's going on, man? So growing your beard out for 7 years, congratulations. You've got some pretty rad styles that you sent to us, and we appreciate you writing in and also following up.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. So Mr. Campbell here is 24 years old. He's been growing out his beard again, just to recap, 7 years at least. So he's had facial hair for a while. And he is actually, he's got pretty curly hair.
He does.
He's,
And that, let's go back to the modern one. How about that? There we go.
He is what I would probably call a brother from another mother for me. So he's got afro hair and curly hair, which, again, man, if you go back to that other photo, you don't have to do that, Randa, but the other photo, man, he's grown that beard out. It looks really gnarly. It's nice and full. Think of, let's think of, to put it in retrospect.
Like who he looks like?
Yeah, maybe kind of like LeBron James.
A little bit of a LeBron James action going on.
What was the photo that Greg drew a beard on of that supermodel?
Tyson Beckford.
He actually kind of looks like Tyson Beckford.
A little bit of Tyson Beckford. Yeah, Beckford.
Beckford with the beard, with the bigger, fuller beard. But yeah, he's, in the first photo, so right now he's rocking a corporate style beard, so it's pretty short, nice and lined up on the cheek. Nice and lined up on the mustache, so the mustache is really, really cropped and short. And then the neckline also, he's keeping really, really good maintenance of that. And then the haircut or the hairstyle is actually
He's got those waves.
He's got those waves, baby.
Check.
And then he's got a nice. He's keeping it pretty clean on the side, but pretty dense up top. Not completely full like long hair, but nice and wavy, nice and push forward and wavy. With that nice corporate beard, man, it's a really killer style. And then. I don't know, man. Mr. Campbell, where you at?
Yeah, I was
rocking a muscle shirt right now.
He's looking strong,
He's got some tattoos.
So let's go ahead and do this. Randa, can we pull up that first picture? And now I'm going to put the heat on you. Can you put that first picture next to the second picture? Is that something we can do?
Yeah.
Because my friend Mr. Campbell, I think I like what you're doing right now, right? I like the waves. Don't get me wrong. That is one of my favorite hairstyles right now. I really do like the waves. A lot of other barbershop channels are doing that right now, and that's something I really do like watching. But I like, you know what? I would love to see a combination of these two photos. I'd like to see the haircut he has right now mixed with the beard style that he had back then, because I really, really dig that, man. And I like the length on there because it looks like he was keeping it really well maintained. I mean, you can see that there's a shine in the beard from probably some beard oil. You can see that he's maintaining the mustache really nice so it's not falling into his mouth. The shape is fantastic. The cheek lines look pristine. Dude, this is a great beard right now. And don't get me wrong, the corporate is an awesome style. But you know what? We're getting to summer where things are going to get a little bit more laid back. And I know it's kind of counterintuitive to grow a bigger beard when it's hotter. But, man, if I can encourage him to grow out that beard like he had, I'd dig it, right?
Yeah. Randa, I just dropped you a photo that I was hoping you could use. Sorry. I'll give you some time, though. So no pressure or rush. But listen, I think if you're going to rock the corporate style beard, if in my mind, it should be a little bit longer. Yeah. Not quite so short and cropped.
What are we talking about? The hair?
No, his beard.
Okay.
Yeah. So if he's rocking the corporate style beard,
yeah,
I think it's a great beard style to rock in the summertime.
Okay.
But if you're gonna rock that style, for you specifically,
hey,
that's So pull that one up, but pull LeBron James up as well. If you can pull it off, can you do the side by side?
Randa, do more
testing
stuff.
I know.
Hey.
We're really putting Randa through the ringer today.
Yeah, man.
All right, 2 seconds to look cool in a second.
All right, cool.
All right, cool.
So my point is if you are going to rock a corporate style beard, it's got to be a little bit more full.
It's got to come out.
It's got to come out just a little bit. Not
Because
quite what you had
Yeah.
with the long beard, but not quite what you're rocking now, where it's really nice and
So-
short. And LeBron James does a
Down here?
really good job.
Yeah, we got a picture of LeBron on.
We've got a
on
picture
camera.
of LeBron. Does a really good job of doing that medium length corporate style beard, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, he does it really well.
So So what this means is you would probably start to fade, or have your barber fade it from here up into your hairline, and then about where the earlobe is down, kind of like you see on
Let it
LeBron's
grow
side
out, yeah.
profile here.
Okay.
I would let it grow out, and it kind of becomes like a little cup right here beneath the beard. Now,
Just hangs out underneath the chin.
something I don't know if LeBron does on purpose or not, but he kind of like cuts it straight across the chin. I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't necessarily follow suit with
I wouldn't
that.
do that. I wouldn't follow suit with that, but you get the idea of having a little bit more density with that shorter. It's like short to medium corporate beard, which you've actually rocked before as well, Jack.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna see that pretty soon as it continues to grow.
but yeah, I would say 2 thoughts.
Yeah.
One, if you're gonna rock the corporate style beard, do it like LeBron does.
Yep.
Have it just a little bit more dense.
Okay.
If you're gonna rock the long beard,
Do it like
like
Donald
you
Glover?
had in the first photo, I would do it like Donald Glover does it, man.
So you're suggesting that he grows out the mustache as well?
Grow out the mustache,
for
let
the
that
full
bad boy
situation.
fill in a bit, and you can. It doesn't have to be like a big full mustache,
No,
but it
no,
can
no.
be exactly like Donald has here.
Yeah.
Where it's nice and full, and it's not lined up on the top of the mustache, and
Okay.
it's not quite lined up against the lip. It's just a little bit more natural.
Okay.
Because I think that would really complement you. Now, Donald doesn't clean up his cheek line or
He
his
goes
neck
full-
line.
he goes
just
full
kind of goes
natural.
very natural.
Yeah.
I would probably recommend, depending on your line of profession, probably, I would say line up the cheek,
Definitely.
line up the neck, but then grow that out like he
Yeah.
does. And I mean, hell, man, like Donald
good
even
stuff.
has some really good head hair too.
Doesn't
So
he?
if you were willing to put in the time and the work, that's not easy.
No.
It's
we
not
don't touch
easy.
we don't touch the waves, man. Don't touch the waves. Don't touch the waves, man. Those are hard to get.
I know, man.
Yeah. He put the time in, man.
I would say, like, you be mindful if you were to look for some style inspiration. These would be the 2 guys I for sure would follow.
Awesome, man. So can we gong him? Are we good?
You have any other thoughts?
No, I think you took
All
the
right.
words right out of my mouth.
Let's
Let's
gong
go.
'em.
Let's gong him. All right. And let's get serious.
See you, Mr. Campbell.
See ya. See ya. So now we get a little serious, and Randa's going to hop back on the microphone and really take a deep dive into our lives.
Uh-oh.
Right? So we talked about the subject of this one being,
Well,
what does keep on growing mean?
Can we lay a foundation
Oh,
for
sure.
this first?
Yeah, absolutely. Take us into this house, man.
Let's before Randa goes and shares, like, we've got this cool product here at Beardbrand, and it's called if you go to beardbrand.com and you go down over
Here,
to
I'll put it in the chat.
go to the Represent tab. It's called Memo Books, and we call it the Keep on Growing Memo Book. So if you've ever placed an order from beardbrand.com in the last maybe 3 to 6 months, we send this particular book to you as a gift.
Yeah, a little gift with your purchase,
So
man.
for those of you who haven't pulled the trigger yet on making a purchase from beardbrand.com, this could be a good incentive possibly for you.
Yeah.
Because anytime, any order you place from us,
Yeah.
we're going to send you a complimentary book. And it's a small little like field notes book. It's not very big. It's probably about the size of your palm.
It's
maybe
smaller
a little-
than your phone.
Maybe a little. Oh yeah. So yeah,
It's
the
about
size
that.
of
It's about that size.
about the size of an iPhone, but it's got like maybe 20 pages, I believe, in there, 25 pages or so.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool little black book with "Keep on Growing" on the front, and we
Right.
call it. It's 44 pages.
There
It's
we
a
go.
44-page memo
all you
book,
need.
and all it is. Some guys use it to keep a checklist of things to do every day,
Yep.
or some guys use it to write notes in if you're in class. Some guys use it to write their to-do list. Is that what they call them?
Honeydew list.
list.
God, we are really dating ourselves. We're the two oldest men I know that are young.
We're just a couple of old souls,
A
Jack.
couple old guys.
But it's a cool book, man. And again, you get this for free if you
You do.
order from Beardbrand.
Or you can buy it if you want it.
Or,
I mean,
or
it's-
you can buy a 3-pack of them.
yeah, $10.
And it's really cool because on the leaflet. Thank you,
There you
Jack.
go.
On the leaflet, we're like an old married couple. On the leaflet, it's
Easy.
got Beardbrand's core values, which are freedom, trust, and hunger.
See, that screws us up sometimes because some of us in the office like to
Or-
say freedom, hunger, trust.
Yeah, or if you're looking at the memo book, it's freedom, hunger, trust.
Yeah, someone keeps switching our signs in the background.
So listen, those are the core values that we live by here at Beardbrand, in the Beardbrand office,
Right.
in every product that we put out,
Every video that we do,
in
anything
the content
we do.
that we create for you guys. We base it off of freedom, hunger, and trust, and obviously, our mission, and our tagline, which is keep
Yeah,
on growing.
It is.
Grow your hair,
Grow your beard.
grow your beard, and then grow to be the best version of yourself.
Right.
But I guess why we want to title this show the Keep on Growing Memo Book, this particular episode at least, is to kind of maybe go beyond the beard and
Yeah, absolutely.
take a look at that, kind of take this metaphorical memo book and kind of implement it into a conversation here with the Alliance. Because the Alliance is a private community here of Beardbrand. If you're just hearing about this for the first time, it is a private community here at Beardbrand. And it's full of men who are passionate about caring for themselves, investing in their hair, in their style, in their
A
beard,
little bit of everything. Whoa.
in their grooming routine, but also
There it is.
Here's our memo books. They came in pretty big.
I saw that come up and I'm like, whoa.
Bam. Yeah. That's the foundation of why we're addressing this topic today, and we thought it'd be a cool, fun way
Yeah.
to what is it? Keep on growing.
To keep on growing. All right. So,
We're gonna keep on growing. Grow your
Jesus.
kombucha. Grow your style.
you know what, man? Even though I've seen that thing before, that still shocks me every time you pull that kombucha thing out. How awesome is that? Like the gigantic bottle of kombucha right next to the gigantic bottle of Topo Chico.
And people are probably thinking I'm drinking beer, but it's not beer.
One day.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Anyway, so
Kombucha, man.
what we'll do is Randa has prepared some questions that she feels that are pretty appropriate for this topic today, and then we'll do our best to answer these to the best of our ability, all right? Oh, and hey, there's that plant from the thumbnail. Look
We
at
got to
that.
keep on growing, man.
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
Came prepared.
All right.
Look at that.
All right, cool. So this first question is going to be for the both of y'all.
Okay.
All right.
So, when looking back on your past self, is there one thing that held you back that you wish you did differently? And in what way have you learned from those limitations?
Ooh. Do you
Who
want
wants
to
to
do you
start?
want to lead with this one, Sylvester?
No, I'll let you lead, Jack.
Okay. So repeat the question one more time, Randa, because I kind of zoned out about halfway through.
So, when looking back at your past self,
When looking back
what
at my
is one
past
thing
self.
that held you back that you wish you did differently?
Okay. So this what was a thing, and we're gonna get deep here, man. I don't want
I
to
don't know.
sugarcoat
We
it for
don't
y'all.
have to.
And I know my mom's watching this, so she knows, because there was a time period towards the end of high school, coming into college, right, when I was kind of stuck in my ways, kind of closed-minded with what I wanted to do next, and what I wanted to do was the only thing that was going to happen, right?
Yep.
It's like, okay, I'm going to be an actor. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to go to the best college in America, and I'm going to make this happen right now. And, it took me taking a step back going, well, how are you going to do that? That's what kind of made me reassess things. And I think a lot of people kind of think that way too. They think that, okay, I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm going to, have all this action happen. And then really when they think about, okay, what are you going to actually do? What action are you actually going to take? It kind of blows up in their face sometimes. So
Yeah.
I think that part of preparing, taking a look at what's actually going on is really important. I don't
That's a
know.
good one.
So I did.
You
It
have
was a
any
little
stories of maybe where that happened?
Yeah. So I mean, okay, let's lay it out and use that college example, right? So, end of high school rolls around, right? I want to be an actor. Done all these videos on YouTube. I used to be a professional YouTuber as like my job kind of thing. And I wanted to go to New York University, right? I want to go to New York University. I want to go to University of Southern California. Or I want to go to University of California, Los Angeles. And I want to go to film school, right? And so I started applying. I'm like, okay, I'm obviously going to get in. I'm hot shit. Everyone's going to love me. Why wouldn't they love me? I got YouTube videos, right? And then one after another, people would send back the letters like, no, you just don't got the chops, And,
Really?
this entire time I started thinking like, well, it's obviously them that are wrong, right? It's not me. I'm great. And so I set my sight on smaller colleges. Like, well, I'm going to go to these really expensive art colleges where I'm going to learn how to do film and I'm going to be this awesome guy. And then I started looking at that and I'm like, wait, I don't have any scholarships. I don't have the money to pay for this myself. This is going to bankrupt us basically if I try and go to this kind of place. And so finally, this entire time I've got this amazing college in the back of my mind that I always was writing off. It was Florida State University, right? I thought, it's like, that's not where I'm going to go. There's no way in hell I'm going to go to Florida State. Sure enough, Florida State has a film school, right? I apply there. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll apply to the school. I get in, right? Not to the film school, but to the school itself. Things start to change a little bit. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, now I'm in. Whatever. I'm in this rinky-dink school that all my friends are going to. Great, whatever. I got to get in this film school and prove something to everybody. Reject me 3 times. So it took that experience to make me really take a step back and grow as a person, because I was kind of floundering after that. And that's really when I got heavily back into Beardbrand. I got back into caring about myself, my image, because there was a bit when it kind of dipped. That we talk about ebbs and flows. Well, that was the ebb, right? The peaks and valleys. Sorry, not ebbs and flows. That was the valley, and I needed to reach that peak. And it took that to make me get back on my track to go for the peak. All right? So, how about you?
Well, damn, Jack.
Yeah, we get real on this shit, right?
Dude, just literally I want to walk out of here now. When I was in junior high school, let me retract. For me, what this means, Randa, thanks for asking this question.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Looking back at your past self, what's the one thing that held you back you wish you did differently? What way have you learned from those limitations? Yeah, when I was in junior high school, I took a risk, a real big risk, and I joined the football team.
Really? I cannot picture this.
Yeah, dude. Now listen, if you've never seen me or met me in person, I am a very strapping, tall, 5'5", about 140 pounds.
Yeah.
And no, man, I got killed, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think I made it 2 weeks
laid out
before my mom actually went in there where she was like, nope, you're not doing that.
No more of this.
I think she basically saw me get killed on.
I want my son to live.
But the thing is that I stood there and I took the hit, several hits.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, there's something fun. I like a good game of football, man.
But no, listen, what that means to me, looking back on my past self and maybe what's held me back is not taking enough risks.
Yeah.
Yeah, not taking enough risks, not, maybe sometimes letting fear put limitations on you.
Right.
And I've learned that sometimes you gotta take a risk. I could talk to you about all different kinds of risks.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for one could possibly a grooming routine.
Absolutely. That's the easiest one, I would say.
Taking a risk to change up your style. Some guys, if you've watched a few episodes recently, or if you've listened to a few episodes back, we talked about not being tied down to one particular style.
Especially when it comes to the beard.
We talked about why some of the guys on the channel have been shaving.
Yep.
And it's because they take risks. They want to change up the style.
Do.
Take a risk and change up your style, change up your appearance, and not be tied necessarily to one thing. I think that's a good way to take a risk.
I agree.
There's obviously multiple ways you can take a risk. Now, I took one of my biggest risks in life, and this is probably a story for another day.
Next episode.
But I took one of my biggest risks in life. I used to work in. I have a background in finance, right?
I was gonna say, yeah.
So worked in finance for X amount of years,
right?
And was living in Michigan. We won't say where, but up in the cold tundra.
Sounds good right about now.
And so, I took a risk and left everything that I knew, all my friends, all the relationships I'd invested in, the career that I had heavily invested in as well, and moved back to my hometown, which is Austin, Texas, right here.
We are here.
And that's how I ended up landing at Beardbrand.
I was going to say.
Long story short, took a pretty big risk and walked away.
And paid
moved
off.
across country, and so now I'm here.
Nice, man.
So I would say taking risks.
Taking more risks.
Well, taking risks would be the thing that one thing that held me back. I wish I would have taken more risks back then.
Right.
But I've learned to take more risks.
And that's what helps you keep on growing. Is those risks.
That is what helps me.
Holy I was like,
Look,
threw me off for a second.
He's keep on growing.
There, he's growing.
You like my new hat?
It's great.
Or my new hairdo?
Oh, it's curly hair.
Yeah, that's the new style.
Is this better or worse than the mullet?
Some put
I
it
like how
somewhere
we're
between.
getting
The,
real deep.
Yeah,
and
we're gonna do it in
personal,
the
and
moss.
then you come in with that.
I don't know. It's like nice golden color.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
it's not bad. It actually
kinda
suits you
works,
kind of
yeah.
well. It works.
I'm 2.4% Jewish. So
There it is. So it's finally growing
Someone
out.
has
It-
gotten his genetic test done recently.
don't find that one. What's it called? The government.
The government.
Yeah, the government.
The Big Brother.
Big brother.
Big Brother's got their your genetics now.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
And as mysteriously as he came in,
He's gone.
he's gone.
So I see we're already at the 50-minute mark. We did
We
start
should-
a little bit late.
But
So
it's okay. We should we should draw some winners.
we should draw some winners, and then I
Yeah.
think that we should each get one more question.
Yeah,
each. How
we'll
about
answer
that?
one more.
Okay.
And I mean, we did start a little late. So
That's what I'm
we
saying.
need
So
to
Yeah,
we'll go,
not a big
guys,
deal.
We'll go a little bit
further
over
on,
time.
let's do it. I'm actually still pulling the winners. So in the meantime,
Yeah.
I guess to preface this question, I was trying to think of questions for you guys, and I was like, I don't know, how do I grow? What do I do to try
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
bigger? And I always I kind of like set a theme for myself, and my theme is either going along the lines of like a mantra,
Okay.
where it's like
Almost like keep
my-
on growing.
exactly. So mine is kill them with kindness. It's not. It's definitely like a well-known phrase. So kill them with kindness and
Let me tell you something,
try
Randa.
to be reliable. So if
Yeah.
y'all had a mantra or something that you go by, what would it be?
Okay. Well, why don't you answer this one first? Because I went first last time, so I could think of something. See, I didn't. You know what? I looked at these questions, but I've already forgot what they were. Like, I thought I was going to be prepared for this, but I'm also getting caught off guard.
Well, so like, it's not necessarily a particular mantra.
Yeah. But more or less, like a set of guidelines.
But
I'd
like,
say.
so yeah, so like, I'll give you some of mine, and I haven't shared this with any of my fellows in the alliance.
Okay.
But I'll get to you eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a mantra
Right.
per se, but it's maybe a list of core values.
Okay.
And so obviously, I've been living by a set of core values since I was pretty young.
Yeah.
And along with freedom, trust, and hunger, or freedom, hunger, trust, I would say one of my big core values for me
Right.
is, let's see, I've got 8 of them. I'm trying to think of which one I want to share.
Well, I mean,
Courageous.
Really, courageous.
Courageous. And what that means for me is that, that I'm brave in spite of danger, in spite of criticism,
Okay.
and in spite of threat. So, hate is going to hate.
Well,
But-
that even goes back to that taking risks. You have to be courageous to take those risks.
Yeah, you got to be courageous to take risks. You got to be courageous to stand in front of a camera and talk to you beautiful people every week. You got to be courageous to change up your style. You got to be
Absolutely.
courageous sometimes to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
So you got to be courageous, man.
Absolutely.
That's
I like
mine.
that. I like that. No,
that's just one of them.
That's just one of the 8. But
But yeah.
I like that though. That's,
Yeah, what you got?
Well,
What you got, Jack?
mine actually is kind of a mantra, and it's actually a pretty terrible mantra if you really break it down. But it's one of those things where I thrive on negativity, man. Right? You're just whipping out that kombucha to make me feel inadequate, man. I'm just like, what the hell? Okay, anyway. But no, so the one I kind of live my life by lately, and I've been thinking about it a lot, is I'm not a good person. I'm just trying to be. Right?
Okay.
Or I'm not a bad person. I'm just trying not to be. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's one of those two. It kind of flips back and forth depending on the day. Sometimes on a Tuesday I'll say one. Sometimes on a Wednesday I'll say the other. But I kind of keep that in mind because, we're all just one step away from doing, like going back to a place where we weren't, our best. We go back to being cocky. We go back to being full of ourselves or whatever. And you use that to kind of remind yourself, okay, that's the person I was. I don't hold that over my head as like a dark cloud raining on my parade every day. But you keep that in mind so that you can grow. Because if you don't learn from your past, man, you can't make yourself a better person because you got to recognize, hey, I made that mistake in the past. I took that risk in the past. Maybe that wouldn't pay off, or maybe I didn't take that risk and it didn't pay off because I didn't do it. So go back to that, I'm I'm not a great person. I'm not a good person. I'm just trying to be, you know? We get deep here, fellas.
Interesting.
So that's me. With that being said, why don't we pull some winners
like
now? Hey?
Cool. So our winners are Kevin Callahan, Michael Stewart, and Tom Busey.
Hey,
Nice.
congratulations. Look at 3 gongs
Let's
behind
gong
the
'em.
plant. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
That didn't really quite work out like I wanted. Yeah, there you go.
I think we have a couple more minutes to keep going.
Yeah, let's go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So this one's going to be for Sylvester.
Oh, hey.
Okay.
So what do you think you've made the biggest strides towards in the past few years? We got A, improving, developing, and reevaluating your sense of fashion, which
Okay.
you're very well known for. B,
Thank
making a career change away from what you've done in the past. I know,
Sure.
personally, I know kind of your background is not necessarily what you're currently doing, but you're doing it well. Or C, having the confidence to notice when something needs to move in a different direction, aka like a new lifestyle, new living space, a new routine.
Yeah.
So something along those lines.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of those.
To some respect, I'd
to
say.
some respect, but I think for me, it's the again we talk about keep on growing, right? I grow your hair, grow your style, grow to be the best version of yourself.
Right.
And I don't necessarily have one specific thing that I'll talk about, but I could say that I've made strides in all 3 of these areas of life. But I wake up every day and I think, how can I be a better person today than I was yesterday?
Right.
What can I do today that I didn't get to do yesterday? And that's kind of the beauty of keep on growing. That's kind of the beauty of being able to wake up in this life and being able to breathe, is that you have an opportunity. If you didn't get it done yesterday, you have a new opportunity today.
Yeah.
To accomplish that, to make it work, to make it happen. And so, I don't necessarily have one specific example, but I think it's all encompassing. To be very general here, it's, improve. I'm constantly looking to improve my style, my appearance,
Right.
because your outward appearance is your calling card, as they like to say. Our buddy Travis White just gave a talk here at Alliance Con about how your business card is your business card, right? But how you present yourself to the world is your kind of like a business
It's
card.
like a
as
business
well,
card of itself.
of
yeah.
itself. So, I'm constantly thinking of ways and being open to connect with new colors, new styles, new things, because I tend to like to get trapped into like the black
Right. Go kind of simple and safe.
Hamburglar style today. Somebody said, "Hey man, you look like the Hamburglar." I was like, "Yes, I love burgers."
I said that to Trey earlier.
Oh, did
today.
you?
Yeah.
And so I'm always looking to improve and be the best version that I can be.
Right.
Not only for my wife and my family and my circles of influence, my friends, but also for my teammates here at Beardbrand.
Hey, well, we appreciate that, man.
Salud.
Sweet.
Salud.
Great answer. I love
Thanks.
it. Okay, this one's for Jack.
All right, let's have this one be the end off.
Cool. So you and I, we're the youngest people in the office.
We
I
are.
am the youngest, and you
What?
are right above me.
I just look old as
I
shit.
never knew that.
Yeah, she's the youngest. She's
I am the youngest in the office. I'm
Hey.
23 years old.
23.
Nice.
I was going to say 22.
That I used
Used
to
to
not
be,
be the
yeah.
youngest. Now I am.
I was going to say.
This is not about me, though. This is about Jack.
This
All
is
right,
about
Jack.
me.
So you're pretty young,
Yeah.
but you have a lot of room to grow. But I think you've already kind of hit a pretty awesome spot in your life and in your career. What is something either career-based or like in your personal life that you want to try to put more time into in the next few years?
Well, I think a lot of it is I just want to develop my craft a lot more. I mean, I think there's a lot of things that I've learned even the year and a half that I've been here at Beardbrand within the technical part of it, editing, creating the videos. And I mean, you guys can see it before yourself. I mean, I didn't come on to Beardbrand to be in videos. You go back and watch those original videos with the Yeared series at the beginning. I had no idea that that's what I was going to be doing. I just one day took a walk with Eric Van Holtz and I said, "Hey man, do you mind if I make a video or two about shaving? I can teach people about razors and things like that." And he says, "Well, why don't you do a whole year-long thing?" And you can see that transformation even in the year's time. I mean, towards the end, it was like second nature coming onto camera. But it's interesting because I'll even come in here and I'll sit down and my heart's going, like a jackhammer. Like, this freaks me out to do this.
Yeah.
So there's definitely room to grow within that, with the technicalities of how you present yourself on camera, how you teach others, and then how you teach yourself, you know? Because with every new video that I make, or every time that we sit down to talk here, I learn something new. Or every time we make something, I learn something new. So I think going forward within the next, half a year, I'd hope to be more confident on camera, more confident in my abilities,
great.
more confident in my craft.
Right on.
Yeah, and grow with that. All right, and I hope you guys do the same with whatever you're doing in life.
I'm gonna gong you, Jack.
Yeah, thanks, man. Gong the flower, or gong the plant.
Woo!
So, Randa, I appreciate you reading those questions for us.
Yeah, thanks for those questions,
There is
Randa.
some that we missed, so maybe we'll have to do some on a later date. But
Yeah, we'll
we'll
maybe
get
at a
into
later
these more
time.
serious ones a little bit more often, every once in a while.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of a cool way, I think, even for you guys to kind of get to know us a little more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, hopefully you took something away from this.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't think less of us now. No, I'm just kidding. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been a really interesting one. Very introspective. We got some plants. We got moss going on. We
Yeah.
got some great style consultations. And just do this for us, guys. If you are listening to this by way of podcast, or if you've never heard it on podcast before, go ahead and check this out. We upload this every week on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify, and Google Play Music, don't we now? That's the new one, right, Randa?
Yeah,
I think that's the newest one.
is,
So
yeah.
you guys can check this one out, or check that on a Google Play.
Google Play
Yeah,
Music.
do me a favor
Yeah.
if you're listening to piggyback on what Jack was saying.
Oh, yeah.
Do us a favor if you're watching the live stream, or if you've been watching the live stream for the last 5 to 6 months and hanging out with us every Tuesday. Do us a really big favor. Go over to wherever you get your
Podcasts.
wherever you get your podcasts,
or where you're
at,
watching this.
and just do us a favor and download it. Because what we want to do is we want to be able to see some of those, get some perspective on our end where we can
Yeah.
improve and where we can make that better. So if you've done that, if you have, if you go down over to iTunes, or probably iTunes would be
I
the
would say
best
it's
one.
iTunes one of the biggest ones.
One
yeah.
of the biggest ones. Download maybe the last 2 or 3 episodes for us, and then leave us a rating, leave us a review, let us
Yeah.
know what you think. Again, we want to improve this experience for you as well.
Absolutely.
And we want to continue to keep on growing with you and
Absolutely.
continue growing together, man.
Absolutely.
So-
We'll keep on growing every single day, all day, every day.
What else
All
we
right.
got, Jack? Is that it?
I think that's about it. Shall we gong ourselves out?
I think we should.
All right.
You
Sorry,
wanna
Plant.
gong us?
Let's go. Yeah, let me get the gong this time. You got
Let
the
you gong us out.
All right. That being said, until we see you guys next week, hey, keep on growing.
Keep big.
See ya.
Keep on growing.
Little plant looking like it's not doing so hot these days. Look at that. It's a little droopy on the side.
It likes you. That's why.
Oh,
Follow us. Follow us.
it's following me.